lamb or ram
Okay,
up on the side of the mountain.
okay.
But what you've
Stop,
said,
John, you're missing it.
What you've said, though, is that if he hadn't stopped him, that it would be right because God instructed it. You've just finished saying that if God instructs something,
Yes.
it's right.
And so,
Yes.
and so if you were convinced that God told you to go rape this 12-year-old girl, you would consider it morally correct, right?
Well, first of all, God would never instruct that.
I squashed that at the beginning.
Okay.
Hypothetically, you would say that that's morally correct.
Well, no, I wouldn't, because I don't think God...
So you think God's wrong?
No, I don't think God is wrong. I think God provides provisions, okay? And that's exactly what he does with Jesus, with Abraham, with Isaac. He provided provision for his people.
What does any of this have to do with what we're talking about?
It has everything to do with it.
You said a minute ago that God is the ultimate moral authority, and that whether or not you personally agree with him or not, if he says it, it's therefore just, correct?
Okay.
Correct?
You did say that, correct?
No, yes, I did.
Okay, you did say that. So in that case,
using a criminal act.
Okay, you don't think that ordering Abraham to kill Isaac was a criminal act?
But God knew beforehand.
It doesn't matter.
He was going
It
to
doesn't
provide
matter, John. It doesn't matter.
Matt, what Matt is asking you is where is your moral authority? Do you have your own personal sense of morality, or do you just simply cave to whatever you believe God says is moral?
My moral authority is through Jesus Christ, who came and preached peace.
Sure.
And
sure, he
Jesus
preached peace. Sure, he preached peace because
Jesus Christ is more moral than all human beings on human beings.
He's not more moral than I am. He's not more moral than Tracy. I don't think he's more moral than you. But let me go back to Abraham real quick because you missed the point.
No, I got your point, but
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, John. I swear to your God, you did not get my point.
Okay, go ahead.
It doesn't matter what God knew. Abraham believed that God would do this, this was something God would and did ask of him. He was willing to obey this and felt that it was his moral obligation. In Abraham's mind, it was within the character of his God, within the moral character of his God, to demand this human sacrifice.
Yes.
That is the key to this entire story.
Yes. And I believe it to be true.
Then you are immoral.
Because, listen.
Then you are immoral. You have put yourself in a position where whatever this God says is therefore moral, and that's not the case.
But who makes it moral or immoral?
You do, and I do, and she does, and she does.
God does.
How do you know that God is the good one and the devil's the bad one?
Because God is more powerful, and he was cast.
Oh,
might makes right.
So might makes right.
What's that?
So might makes right.
I still didn't.
In other words, that it's called might makes right, and what it means is because I have the brute force to be able to achieve something that it therefore is correct. That's what you just argued.
I don't think God does it by brute force.
You just
said he was more powerful.
You said he was the good one because he was more powerful.
No, he's the good one because he's the holy one.
How do you know? How do you know that he's not the evil one and the devil is the good one?
I guess
and that Yahweh has
because I go by the Dead Sea Scrolls.
So you believe an ancient text that tells you which one's good and which one's bad. So your real oh gosh, please. So your real ultimate moral authority is not Jesus Christ or any personal revelation or anything else. It's an old set of books.
No, it's the real one.
The real what?
Well,
you have to use.
It's the combination because it's a historical document, and that's how modern man knows about Jesus Christ.
Okay, first of all, modern man knows nothing about Jesus Christ from the Dead Sea frickin' Scrolls because they were written before he was born. The Dead Sea Scrolls are Old Testament documents.
It's the Torah.
Yes, which says nothing at all about Jesus.
In the prophecies leading up to Jesus Christ.
The Jews would disagree with you.
The Jews disagree with you.
Yeah.
And by the way,
the people who wrote it don't agree.
The Dead Sea Scrolls with regard to morality are some of the most immoral things you're going to find in the Bible. It endorses slavery, tells you who you can enslave, how long you can enslave them, how much you pay for them, and how to mark them as your slaves. This is the ultimate authority of morality for you? You are not bigger than this? You are not able to exercise some compassion and humanity and say, yes, as a matter of fact, slavery is wrong. And you know what? It was wrong back then, but those people just didn't quite get it. And if God had sanctioned slavery, it was still wrong.
What's the ultimate sacrifice for mankind that mankind knows? It's God giving his own son.
That's not a sacrifice, John.
Was that immoral of God to kill his own son?
Okay, first of all, this idea that it was his own son is absurd. It was supposedly, according to Christian doctrine, himself. He was sacrificing himself in human form to himself. Oh, no, you got to hold. I'll let you talk again. How dare you say that this was a sacrifice? At least when Elvis died for my sins, he stayed dead. If you came to me tomorrow and said, hey, if you let us beat you and whip you and torture you and hang you up and kill you, I guarantee you we will end poverty in the world tomorrow, I'll do it. I will. If there's an absolute guarantee that would be the outcome, I'll do it. I'll go down this forever. I'll be famous forever for it. I mean, if you can come up with no better justification than empathy and compassion, fame, living forever as the guy who ended poverty. However, if you came to me and said, by the way, not only will we beat you and torture you and hang you up and kill you, but we'll raise you from the dead in 3 days and you get to be God, that's not a sacrifice. What exactly did God sacrifice?
He sacrificed his physical body. As he came down...
If he is the creator of everything, what is a physical body? What possible sacrifice could that be for him? Couldn't he just make another one?
He could have picked anything.
How can that be a sacrifice? You're giving something up.
To me, though, that whole thing is just another testament to the immorality of this character Yahweh.
Yeah.